Mactics here, and this is a different kind of video than what I usually do. No fancy graphics or structure here. I'm just recording this live on my stream because I want people to know about this as soon as possible, because I legitimately believe that this will break the world's first race. So I'm going to take you through what it is exactly, all the pieces and parts that kind of stack on top of each other that make this what it is, and show you why I think it's going to break it. So in the game, for a while now, there's been something called the grace period with Hunter Invis. And if you don't know what the grace period is, it's a 1 second, basically 1 second grace timer where immediately after you go Invis, you can do absolutely anything and you won't get pulled out of invisibility. The best way to showcase this is by throwing a smoke bomb and then immediately throwing a grenade afterwards. I remain invisibility despite throwing a grenade, thanks to the grace period. And there's actually been a bug in the game for a long time with melee attacks that you can do in quick succession. And the best way that you could see this was actually with a sword, where if you swing your sword within the grace period and then continue chaining multiple swings, it will never pull you out of the grace period. So the best way I can showcase this is I'll throw my smoke bomb at these enemies and weaken them, and then kill one, which will allow me to go invisible with Stylish Executioner. And then I go invisible, and I can continue swinging my sword, and it will never pull me out of invisibility. Because it thinks I don't know exactly why it works like this. Maybe it thinks I'm just chaining from the grace period, but it doesn't pull me out of invisibility until that timer runs out. And now the reason that this is so powerful is because of the new Glaive weapon. Surely you guys have been seeing a lot of stuff going around about the Glaive with the build that has the suppressing Glaive seasonal mod, where if you hit something with a Glaive, it suppresses it, which is really strong with Hunter because you got Stylish Executioner. You hit an enemy, it suppresses it, then you kill that enemy, and it makes you invis from Stylish Executioner. And so basically the way that goes is the idea is you just slap an enemy, you go invis, you wait 2 seconds to get rid of the 2 stylish debuff, because if you kill another enemy within that 2 seconds, it will not make you re-invisible. And you just run around and you keep whacking enemies and weaving it out of invisibility, and it's really, really strong. But we can actually reproduce that bug that we just saw with the sword with the Glaive. So if we hit an enemy and then we go invis and we swing within the grace period and continue swinging, we will never lose our invisibility until the timer runs out. But like we know with suppressing Glaive, we can keep whacking stuff and it will refresh that invisibility timer. Now this is really strong for 2 reasons. The first is that 1, it completely allows you to surpass the 2 stylish debuff. It allows you to continue whacking stuff instead of having to wait that 2-second timer. You'll just be able to keep whacking stuff and remain in invisibility. I know it doesn't look like I'm in invis right now. It's a visual bug. If you look on the left side of my screen, I still have the buff. And the enemies can't see me or shoot at me. It's just a visual bug right now. But we can keep refreshing it. And the second reason that this is so strong, and the reason that I truly believe that this will completely break the world's first race, is typically, if you're doing a build like this, and you're doing it in contest mode where enemies have a little bit more HP, it's going to take multiple hits to kill them. That makes it significantly weaker because 1, you're going to be in melee range to be damaged, but 2, you're going to go uninvisible after you do the first swing, which is going to make you vulnerable to all of the other enemies when you're killing a tankier enemy. And obviously we're going to be facing tankier enemies in the contest mode day 1 raid. So Glaives might not be as viable. They'll be tougher to make work, which is unfortunate because you can suppress everything, which would make them really strong. But this allows you to not even worry about that whatsoever, because typically, if you swing and you go invis and you hit an enemy, and then you walk up to a tankier enemy, your first swing on it will take you un-invis, and then you have to hit him with a second swing to actually get your invisibility back. But the reason this is so busted is because if you just continuously swing and never come out of it, it doesn't matter how tanky the enemy is, you get to endlessly swing at it, which means you're in permanent, infinite invisibility, and it doesn't matter how tanky the enemies are, it doesn't matter how many swings it takes you to kill them, you can continuously hit them with permanent invisibility and suppress all of them and literally never run out of invisibility as long as you kill an enemy once every 12 seconds. So I think that this is completely going to ruin the world's first race, because the only reason that this build didn't seem like it would be super good in world's first is because you were going to have to take multiple hits to kill enemies. You were going to be close and uninvis, which puts you in a lot of danger. This completely bypasses all of that. So I'm hoping that this gets looked at. I don't know. Maybe the suppressing Glaive mod gets disabled for the world's first race. I don't really know. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel if this video taught you something new. That way, if you're subscribed, you can continue to be updated on things like these, because I'll always update y'all on stuff like this. But hopefully this gets looked at. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.